things we must look at in buying land today,
before we buy land.
or before we buy a land. Today we have a lot of real estate companies selling land. There's proliferation of real estate companies selling land. But one of the first things you need to look at when you talk about buying land or before you buy a land is one, budget. Okay, budget is important when buying a land. You check the budget, the cost of the land, how much is the land, okay? Is the land in the urban area, that's location. The next thing you think about before you buy a land, it's location. Are you buying the land? Is the land in the urban area? Is it in the rural area? Okay, so when you're buying a land, you must consider the location, okay? Of course, the price of a land in Ikenebu can never be the same price with if you're buying a land in Mbiri, for example. Okay, yeah. If you're buying a land in the urban area, it can never be the same like buying a land in the rural area. Okay. Yes, now the other thing you need to look at when buying a land or before you buy a land is the land size. Okay, the land size is very, very key. Okay, there is a standard measurement in Owerri here. The standard measurement is 50 by 100. Okay, which is considered as a plot. It's important you know this. 50 by 100, it's a plot. Okay, now a plot is a standard measurement to build a house. It's a standard measurement to do what you want to do, and that is saying 50 by 100. In some other part of the country, the measurement is different. A plot in Lagos is 60 by 120.
Well, quick question, Prince Joe Esquire. Why exactly is it different? Because I've actually noticed it's never really the same.
Yeah, it's about practice. It's about location. It's about the practice in each of those areas. Yeah, and most often it also be converted. Some are comfortable when it's in square meters. Okay, therefore today I just want to focus on plots and also want to focus on acres and hectares. Okay, now in some parts, in this part of the world or in this part of the country, an acre of land, it's about 6 plots. 6 plot is 50 by 100 times 6. Okay, that's considered as 1 acre, and if it's hectare, it's about 15 plots. In some parts, in Enugu, for example, an hectare it's about 16 plots with the roads, you know, with road network. Yeah. So we need to understand the measurement of the land that we want to buy. It's very, very important. And the next one, it's land appreciation. Okay, now people buy land because it appreciates. I remember when the new I just started, I was one of those who bought land in Thomas Estates. Okay, and then I just came out of school and it was very cheap. Then I bought as low as 100,000 naira. Today in the same Thomas Estate, a plot of land is selling for 35 million. Wow. You know what I'm talking about? So when you buy land, you look at the appreciation, and that is why I would rather prefer to put my money in property than to invest in any other kind of investment and put it in the bank.
Is it true that property gives you quick money?
It does give you quick money. I mean, in the seminar we had over the weekend, and I was telling them that the great billionaires we have today got richer through real estate. Name them. I don't want to call names. Okay, is it a Dangote? Dangote has massive, assets. Okay. Is it a Todola? In Owerri here, you want me to call names?
No,
okay, I will not call names. Okay, but the truth of the matter is that land appreciates. So why must I buy land? I must buy land because I want that land to appreciate. The children of today, why can't you gift them with a land? Okay, yeah. By the time
instead of electronic gadgets,
by the time you'll be getting into the university, those lands will be able to even pay their school fees. Yes, you know what I mean? Yeah. Then the next thing to watch out or check out when you buy a land or before you buy a land is the purpose of buying a land. What is the purpose of buying a land? Are you buying a land for commercial purpose or are you buying for residential? What's the proximity to the market? Now, a lot of people do what they call land banking. Land banking is you go to a very remote area that has prospect of expanding or have prospect of appreciation. Okay, so you key into it when the place is still bush, when it's still
bushy.
No, it's not exactly. Now, so you invest in it and over time it begins to appreciate. So the purpose of buying land is very, very critical. And of course, you look at other regulatory issues. The town planning laws and regulation is one thing you must look out for when buying or before you buy a land. Is it personal land? Is it a family land or a communal land? Very, very important you consider this thing. And of course, you need to be sure that this land in question is not subject to litigation. That's what we call the doctrine of lis pendens. Okay, pending lawsuits. Okay, the doctrine is the doctrine of lis pendens. Is the land you're buying subject of litigation? You need to conduct a proper due diligence.
By that you mean if this land is in contest?
If yes, it's either they are fighting for boundary or family is fighting the other family. You need to check these things out before you invest or before you buy a land. Of course, you need to look at the necessary documents when buying a land. If you're paying partly, I've talked about documentation here.
Yes,
so if you're paying partly, I mean, you need to consider contract of sale. If you're paying outright, you're talking about deed of irrevocable power of attorney or deed of conveyancy. Now, of course, the mode of payment when buying.
The mode of payment.
Mode of payment. A lot of people who are buying a large expanse of land will prefer to pay instrumentally, would prefer to pay in parts, okay, instead of paying in full. By so doing, you have some level of comfort, you have some level of guarantee. Okay, now that does not guarantee that there will not be any issue, but at least, you know, it saves you some wahala. So if I'm buying a land of 500 million, why should I part with the whole 500 million? I'll rather prefer to pay half of the money, and I'll step into the land and I'll do my fencing, do my gate, and when I am convinced within a space of 3 months that all is well, I can now pay you the balance.
But we know that many times Wahala actually, you know, raises its ugly head even, you know, years after acquisition.
You can reduce the Wahala, okay? You can reduce the Wahala.
Yes,
and that's the whole essence of due diligence. You can reduce the Wahala. Now, the whole essence, as a real estate coach, okay, I coach people on how best to invest. I have received a lot of complaints of people who have invested in real estate. They bought from the community, okay? They bought from the community without doing a due diligence. I have also fallen victim of this. I've also fallen victim of this in the past. So people need to, Nigerians need to be very, very careful before they part with their money, before they invest in real estate. And like I laid the foundation, real estate remains the best business, remains the best investment you can give yourself, you can give your family, or you can even gift to your children.
Real estate remains the best business you can give to yourself, give to your family, and give to your children. Well, as you were talking, the phone lines were actually buzzing, so I guess it's official. Let's open the phone lines for those of you that have been joining the conversation. This is Law and Property with Prince Joel Esquire, and of course this program comes your way every Monday 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. and today we are looking at things to actually look out for before buying a land, before acquiring property, if I may use that word. There really are things that you should pay attention to, and of course he has mentioned budget, location, measurements, land appreciation, purpose of buying, regulatory issues, be sure it's not subject to litigation, documents, and of course mode of payment. So let's open the phone line 090-7000-1049, 090-7000-1049. For those of you that are following this program, this of course is Law and Property with Prince Joel Esquire, and this program comes your way every Monday by 8:30. We will go on a very quick break, and when we return we will take your calls and your messages.
Are you finding it difficult to get the side properties across Nigeria that suit your budget? Or are you looking for a platform that provides a wider range to market your properties? Then it sure should be propertygallery.com.ng. At propertygallery.com.ng, you can buy, sell, or lease any property of your choice. We have affordable and verified properties across Nigeria. Our vision is to create transparency in the real estate industry by creating ways to reduce the time it takes for property hunters to secure a good property that suits them. And our mission is to maximize the use of modern technology to enhance innovations in the real estate industry in Nigeria. For more inquiries, visit www.thepropertygallery.com.ng. Follow us on all our social media handles at The Property NG, or give us a call to 0809-158-7777 or 0802-270-0302, or send a mail to info@propertygallery.com.ng.
Yes, of course, you got that right. Call those numbers, send those messages, and of course, someone will definitely respond to you. So, the phone lines have been buzzing. So, I don't know, should we take a call first, or should you just, that you said there is something you want to say? I don't know what it is, so tell us. Go ahead, Prince John.
Basically, I want to thank all those that came out for the launch. For the luxurious launch. It was indeed an awesome time. I don't want to call names, but for all those who joined us at the launch.
Venue, at the launch.
Yes, that was on Saturday. I just want to say thank you. Keep listening to this program, and I'm sure that we are indeed impacting lives. Okay, we're indeed impacting lives.
Okay, first call coming through. Good morning. Good morning. You're Daniel by name. All right, go ahead, Daniel. Go ahead. Welcome.
Okay, please, I want to make an inquiry regarding this about the land, and I want to say thank you to the coach online. If someone buys from all these real estate agents, what about that? You didn't talk about that side. You just talked about we need to buy from community or some other places. From all these agencies, real estate agencies.
Okay, so you want to know if it's safe enough for you to buy property from real estate agents?
Yes, what does it take for someone to look out for?
Okay, will that be all?
Yeah. Okay, let me answer you.
All right.
Thank you for that question. Our country is characterized with so many things. In the real estate industry, there is what they call prolification. There's so many real estate companies. So if you do not know and you've not done your due diligence, how do you even know the one to deal with? Now, dealing with real estate is different from dealing with agents, okay? I am not here to promote any real estate company, but I'm very sure that if you consult me privately, I'll be able to recommend few of them that I know very, very well. We have seen situations where people part with money and they ended up in stories, okay? So if you must buy from a real estate, you look at the pedigree of that real estate company, not even agents, okay? And there's a big difference between buying from a real estate company and buying from a community or from a family. Now, if you buy from a reputable real estate company, you have transferred your liability to that company. Okay, unlike when you buy from the family or you buy from the community, when there are issues, what happens? You begin to chase them. And you begin to attend the homeowner meeting and all of that. Okay, but when you buy from a reputable real estate company, you do what? You secure yourself. In the event of the unexpected, your liability is already on them. So you hold them liable. You get my point? And when you want to sue, it is safer for you to sue them than even to sue an individual family. Now, because I'm on radio, I would advise that you take my number, and I will be able to recommend few of them that I know, that I have worked with, that I have related with over the years, and they have a strong pedigree and they have presence all across Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, 09070001049. Just in case you didn't know before now, there really is a huge difference between getting property from a real estate company and actually getting from an individual or a community. 09070001049. Now, quick question, Prince Joe Esquire. I've actually heard a lot of people, complain about this measurement. I've actually seen, or rather heard stories of people go to court because 1 meter into my land, this is
land boundary.
Exactly. So what then is actually the best way to go about this? Because you must have heard stories of people who had to pay a certain amount of money because they were not willing to bring down their fence. We actually see this happen. So, okay, let's take this call before we go ahead. Good morning. Good morning. All right, we lost that call there, but do well to call us back. This is Law and Property with Prince Joel Esquire on the Reach 104.9 FM Owerri, and today we are looking at the things to look out for before buying a land. So to that question before we go ahead.
Yes, issue of land measurement is very key. Most of the reputable companies that are known already, they advertise the measurement they're selling to you, either in square meters or in plot. Okay, and very often they categorize the measurement that they are selling for you. Some will give you, because they are developing an estate, they will give you 900 square meters. Some will give you 468 square meters. Okay, now whichever one, is for you to know what you are buying. Okay, and if you understand what you're buying, it is very easy for you to either accept it or reject it. You understand what I mean? Now, issue of all the wahala that you see on land, if you buy through the estate company, very often the wahalas are borne by the real estate company themselves. Okay, you don't. In fact, you'll be amazed at the kind of battle they also go through with communities. Okay, so it saves you all the wahala, you know, very often when you buy from them. But the important thing is you must make sure that you are buying the real thing. You must see what you're buying. You must know the measurement of what you're buying. You must know the location of the land in question that you're buying. Very, very key.
Now, talking about location, something just came to mind. At some point, I think it was a few years back, we actually started hearing, hearing stories of some people who sent money for people to buy them lands, and then they ended up coming back to actually find out that these lands are in very remote areas. And of course, one of the things you mentioned that we should look out for before buying a land is location. How then, because you talked about lands that are not being developed and all, but it's actually different. What exactly is development with regards to land? Is it just the road that people should pay attention to, or tell us, because that has also been
now, if you're buying from the community, certainly you don't expect to see any development, because the community is just selling a bare land to you.
Okay.
If you're buying from a reputable, I love using the word reputable, means that this company has stood the test of time. If you're buying from a reputable company, okay, they will guarantee or promise the fence, basic development, road network, and at least a gatehouse fencing the estate. That's the basic thing. Infrastructure, the road network, they must grade the road, and the fence. Those are the basics. So if you are buying any of those things, you also need to understand what you've been promised and the time upon which these things will be delivered. Now, for land investment, for those who are investing for long-time investment, you may not necessarily see these things from the beginning, okay, because the idea is over a period of time, over 5 years, they should have been able to develop these estates. Okay, so if you're buying into that, you also need to have that at the back of your mind, that these roads may not be there at the at the interim, at the immediate time, but over time it's a promise, and that's why you need to hold them by their promise, and that's where issue of contract of sale come in. What is the documentation between you and them? What have they promised you, and what have you in turn given as consideration is very, very key. But again, let me also say this: you will see that in the last 5-10 years, the awareness on real estate, the awareness on property has increased than ever before.
I feel like everyone is not a real estate agent.
You don't need to be a real estate agent, but you need to invest.
Yes,
you need to invest for your children. You need to invest for children yet unborn.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if we can take this call before we go ahead. Good morning. Good morning, welcome. You need to tell us your name. Your name and where you're calling from. Welcome, Daniel.
Yeah. Sorry. Thank you to the coach online. Well, I really appreciate this this video this morning. Regarding edition number, I didn't really know what does it really mean.
Excision.
Come again.
Edition number.
Okay, excision number. Is he calling from Lagos, or is calling from, where is he calling from?
He's calling from Tetlo.
Tetlo in Owerri.
Yeah.
Okay, funny enough, in Owerri here, you don't have those common things. You excision, you find that in Lagos. Okay, yes, in Lagos, the government exercises a portion of the land, or the community land exercises. For you to go through that excision process, there's always a file that is open at the Ministry of Lands, or the Land Bureau in Alausa. Now, once you open the file, it comes with a file number, means that attention is being paid to that particular file. It goes through a whole lot of process for you to get a land exercised, and usually between either the development company and the community. So
Okay.
excision number just says that the process of excision. Now, excision is a different thing altogether.
So topic on its own.
Yeah. The process of excision is in progress. And what is excision? Excision just says that the government has exercised this part of the community or this part of the land and exercised it back to the community. Okay. So when you're buying exercised land, it means that the land is safe and you can perfect your title on it. You can do a COV on it. And all
Okay.
that.
So would that be all? Any more questions?
Means once someone get that edition number, you are safe to say, oh, go, you are going without there won't be any issue with the government anymore.
No, I will not be able to answer that question on radio. I would prefer you contact me privately so that I can share more light. A file number is not a title, okay? But however, it shows that the company or the community has actually commenced an excision process on it. Okay, now because it has a process, it shows that the community or the company in question has actually commenced the process of excision on that land. Okay, it is the government or the governor that exercises through his officers. Okay, there's a committee set up for this. So they go through all those processes, and at the end of the day, the land is exercised. It takes years. Excision does not come within 1 month. It does not come within 6 months or 1 year. It takes a process of time. No, but for the real estate companies, what they do is that they enter partnership arrangement with the community, and they commence that process. At the end of the day, a larger portion of the lands are usually exercised. But it's not a good title. It's not a title. So you're not buying land based on file number to call it a title. It's not a title. It just shows that something has been done on the land. And it's also subject to verification. And that's where due diligence comes in.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I must say this. I must say this to our listeners. I'm not here to give legal advice, okay? Whatever I'm saying here, I'm saying it as a coach because I want to help people to better their lives in real estate. In transactions and investment. So whatever I'm saying here, please do not hold it against me that I've given you a legal advice. If you do need a legal advice, please consult your lawyer, and at the same time you can also consult me off camera. Am I right? Yeah, off camera.
Off air.
Off air, better. Yes. I'm not giving any legal advice.
Yes,
I'm just
course,
here to help Imolites to understand the concept of investing in real estate. And I hope to do this as long as God keeps us alive.
Okay, 0907104. Now that time is fast spent. So final words, Prince Joel Esquire. Maybe we're able to squeeze in more calls, but final words before we call it a wrap.
Yeah, for the whole essence of today, it's to understand what you need to look out for before you buy a land. It is good to buy land. It is good to invest in land. If you are claiming big board, big car, big house, you don't have a property, you're not doing yourself a favor. Okay, so with all the wealth that you have, you do not have properties, you do not have landed properties, you are not doing yourself good. Why not gift one to the child unborn? Why not gift one to the wife?
Why not gift one to me?
It's possible, yes, it's possible, so on a very serious note, I want to encourage people to invest in property. But before you do that, check out for this thing that I've just said now. You will agree with me if you put in 5 million in the bank within a year. I don't know how much profit it will give you. Okay, but I have also bought a land within 1 year and made a profit of 100% in it.
All right, so tell us your social media handles.
For further conversation, for further conversation on this subject matter or any other matter, you can reach me on my WhatsApp number, which is 080 20550410. 080-2055-0410.
Social media handles.
Yeah, social media handle in any other platform, Law and Property with Prince Joel.
So that's for Instagram, Facebook,
yes.
Twitter.
Yes, Law and Property with Prince Joel on any of the social media platform.
All right.
And of course, to reach me on WhatsApp. Now, when I mean WhatsApp, I mean WhatsApp chat. WhatsApp chat. I prefer WhatsApp chat because I'm a very busy person.
Okay.
So 080-2055-0410.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so very much for joining us, Prince Joel Esquire.
Thank you, Ife, and do have a wonderful day and a blessed week.
All right, thank you so very much. That has been our time on Law and Property with Prince Joe Esquire on the Reach Breakfast Show on the Reach 104.9 FM Owerri. Coming up next is the Celebrate With Me show.